body experience that just doesn't exist or doesn't interact only with um, our physical and emotional, but our psychic, spiritual selves attuned to um, an over consciousness that we share, and it reveals itself in a lot of strange ways.
Yeah, I mean, call it a soul or whatever. I mean, people, online and coming from different backgrounds and various spaces of, languages that they use, some New Age language or, sort of a Judeo-Christian sort of notion of like the soul that's this contained thing. Some people have language aware that consciousness is sort of this arising phenomenon that's built on ever the constant change and if you're into the illusory nature of time, you can get into just what it is to be individuated. But for the purposes of what it is to be in this plane and in the immediate planes around us, yeah, I mean, we're experiencing sort of a connected consciousness that's really not like having intuition or not like having like we're connected or any of the normal conditions that people feel so connected to each other or even family members. It's much beyond that. Or it's that with an added potency and then a whole visionary, vision aspect. And in any event, there's all those things happening at once while constantly feeling like you're struggling to retain an initial selfhood. So there's a real battle, as we keep hearing about, between like trying to feel autonomous and that sort of ego gripping, grasping of all the notions of mind. And one guy put it on here well about sort of mind speaking to mind versus sort of more of a heart center or soul space speaking and just totally surrendering and allowing that. And so when we allow that to happen, we've already noticed that there's harmony. But we're early in the phase, so we're still in the bumpy road phase right now, a lot, all the time.
Yes, because we're constantly needing to contend our old world, our old pattern of dynamically exchanging um, our our version of who we are as individuated selves, as personalities. And so while our personalities get in the way, what happens, which makes this a markedly different kind of relationship, is that the suffering that occurs when we have even the slightest disharmony is so painful, um, much more painful, almost comically tragic,
Mm.
uh, and and
And then you
really,
feel bad about that because you're like, am I codependent? What? How did I lose my sense of dignity and integrity? And you're not. You're actually just in this new bond,
and
beyond bond, beyond.
and we have to, and we're learning more about the qualities of what this bond have, and we can only do that by really exercising all of the different experiences, through it. And here we're discovering that, there's a lot of sensitivity, um, and like new kind of communication
Mm.
that needs to be developed, because I mean, beyond heart connection, and even as another woman had put it, even beyond like telepathic connection, which can occur with like people who have like a really strong resonating connection with one another, um, because there is because um, we share consciousness. Um, there is a quality of really like feeling the pain that one inflicts on oneself, and and then seeing that really actually helps the evolution
It's very
um,
rapid evolution.
of,
It's been
yeah.
a whirlwind of self-awareness
Mm.
and seeing in another the things we notice would rather not notice about ourselves, and seeing in ourselves reactivity and old habituated stuff that just gets burned off faster than in a normal relationship where you can really uphold those coping methods and all that old persona stuff. So it just has to go now, and it hurts because we want to hold on to that stuff.
And the reason why it's faster is because it actually hurts more. So
You want to get out. You want to.
there's a feeling of
Hmm.
like needing not to do that.
It's like rapid evolution in a lot of ways.
So part of what we'd like to do in sharing this journey and tracking it is to um, maybe have a dialogue with other flamers.
And
And
also, I think we keep hearing in these videos, and I see the necessity of it. This is not a wishful thinking thing or a romantic thing. It's not. We've been both been in romantic relationships, and there's a romantic element sometimes, and there's so much to talk about. It still, in many ways, resembles a normal person or human being's relationship, but it's not. And all the markings of it are, if you're actually in one, you'll know. If you want to be in one, I don't have anything to say about that because we weren't looking for this. Just to be really clear, this is not something we were seeking, and
no,
at all. We were on our
no.
own individual paths. I was married, and so, I mean, we hear about this a lot. So, I mean, we keep hearing about these conditions. So, this is not a like, I really want this to happen. This was just, has happened. So,
And it happened because we did our own work in developing our our spiritual selves to then be able to have an attuned yeah to be
ready to be
attuned enough
prepared, I
to
guess.
yeah.
It all seems very, with some backtracking, it seems very, you look at the sort of map of our individual lives and then our weaving in and out of each other's social life, and then just the stories of our individual spiritual growth. And it's like just when we were prepared, just when we had enough personal power or awareness or had gone through enough trials to liberate ourselves from certain stuff, were we able to find each other. And, we can talk in the next episode a little bit about what it was like and some of the visions and some of the more detailed stuff about what it's like to recognize and realize what we are. But yeah, like that. So maybe we'll come back and do more. Right? Okay, thanks.